double zoom they do on the Code S medallion is pretty crazy. Well, here we go. This guy's living on Easy Street now. He's just kind of chilling out, man. He's in Code S already. He is. He's just going to have a good time. He gets to choose, basically, because I believe he can beat YugiOh, so he kind of gets to choose if YugiOh or Keen goes to Code S. It's a unique spot. But here's our other player again from the Team Slayers, trying to get into Code S. If he wins this game, he does. He is.
Yep, so, yeah, we did see Keen and YugiOh already play off.
Yeah.
I had forgotten that was the way that things worked. I guess I was thinking more of points, but...
Oh, well.
Well, now we know the truth.
I forgive you, Wolf.
Okay.
It's okay.
Okay. Okay. Like, can I believe?
Okay. Yeah. That's what a Little John unit would say if you clicked on it.
Oh, what?
Lil Jon, he's a rapper that's like,
oh.
What?
I thought you said like something, you said it so quickly that I thought you were talking about a unit from some game who just said that, and I was like, I thought that was from a rapper, but then it turned out it was from a rapper?
Yeah.
That's okay, Doe, I forgive you.
Thank you. Well played, sir. Wow, so Hatch first from YugiOh. He's going to go for it, man.
He is going for it, and
he's going to pull right away, too, so I think he's going to be okay. Maybe.
Will he be okay?
Maybe. I don't know.
Do you forgive him?
I think so. I forgive him. I'm very merciful, but the Emperor is not as forgiving as I am. Yep. So, right now, just kind of seeing what these guys' openings are going to be. Oh, so did Keen beat YugiOh?
Yeah.
Really? Oh, he did. So if YugiOh wins, then Keen goes into Code S, and our producer's telling us things.
I know we're like getting all this weird information in our ears.
Oh, that's true. YugiOh would be 3-1. Keen would be 2-2 if YugiOh wins, so...
Yeah.
All
so
right.
basically what we're being told
actually
is that like this match actually doesn't matter at all, because if YugiOh wins or loses, he still goes to Code S?
No. Here, I got it. Hold on.
I'm like actually getting so much misinformation.
I know the
answer.
Really
weird.
I know the answer. Okay, so settle back. I get it. All right, so here's the answer, man.
All right, give me the answer, man. This is really freaking me out. I'm getting stressed out.
Look at Yu-Gi-Oh's wins and losses right now. What does that tell you?
He's
2 wins,
2 and
1 loss, right? What does Keen have right now?
I don't know Keen's
2 wins, 2 losses.
That's what
right?
I thought, yeah.
So, therefore, if Yu-Gi-Oh loses, because Keen won their match earlier, Keen will go to Code S. But if Yu-Gi-Oh wins, he'll be 3-1 and Keen will still be 2-2. So Yu-Gi-Oh will then go to Code S.
That's what I thought, but then someone told me someone told me I was wrong, and I was like, I don't know. I thought that's what it was.
Yes, everything is fine.
Oh my god.
Everything's fine. I
think my brain actually exploded, man. I actually just like fell out of my sheet. I'm actually laying on the floor right now while I cast this game for you guys. You guys don't even know what's going on right now. It's just 2 Zealot pressure coming at Yu-Gi-Oh! He's got some Zerlings patrolling, but they're not enough, man. 2 Zerlings can't beat 2 Zealots.
It's okay, Wolf. I forgive you.
Well, two Zealots are going to run in here, man, and 4 Zerlings are going to have to be made, but guess what? 4 Zerlings is not enough for 2 Zealots either.
Well, there's 2 Queens and 1 Zergling. Now there's 2 Queens and 0 Zerglings.
Just going to target down drones to force them to leave.
These Zealots are like jackpot, and the drones are like group hug, and the Zealots are like, I'm dying to this group hug. Because when you put a bunch of drones together, it makes a Zangief. You don't want to get hugged by Zangief, man, because he will suplex you. There's a Spire on the way now from YugiOh. He's going to go for some really fast mutas, I think. Try to catch Oz unawares. Wolf is just still sitting here in kind of shocked silence, man. I think it really affected you. He's just shaking his head. Okay.
Spire on the way here is actually going to be pretty good at these 2 positions.
I would say so.
And of course, when the mutas come out, right now, Oz has a total of 3 sentries. He's got 3 more gates on the way. His first gate being warped into warp gate right now. Yeah. And depending on what he warps in here next, it's going to actually be pretty significant. He's actually warping in 1 more sentry.
Oh,
and what are we going to see from these 3 gateways is actually going to be really huge, because sentries alone are not enough to defend against the Muse. And with how he's walled himself off completely here and cannot return to his main, this Muse could do a lot.
Yeah, man. No kidding. You see the Oversteer flying over there for YugiOh, and it's just chuckling to itself right now, because it's like, you have absolutely nothing that's going to be able to defend against my Mutas right now.
Well, this Spire is actually a really, really risky build from YugiOh. It's a super fast Muta build. This is actually a build that was really popular for a while before the style like MC and Hagen started coming out, where people were just killing players who went for Mutas because they couldn't defend the attack because of the timing. But in this case, Oz is just not going to have enough. And look at this. These Mutas are going to come in here, and what's he going to do?
He's going to cry. Actually, it's going to still be fine because he's going to Code S, but he's going to feel a little bit worse. He wants to get a perfect sweep today. And only 2 Stalkers is not going to be enough.
But back at the home base of YugiOh, he doesn't even have Zerling speed yet. He's doing it for a super fast Spire. But remember, guys, with this many sentries, if he can just get a few more Mutas out, he should be okay. He's actually going to want to force seal the ramp, maybe. There he goes. Force seals the ramp. Force seals some of these drones as well.
Oh, I like that by YugiOh, though, taking out the pylon to prevent any reinforcements. And so it looks like he's going to be able to clean this up, but he's going to take some damage for sure right now.
Oh, he's actually going to clean this up really easily. Yeah. Look at that. The drone's even coming off here to help fight. The Queen doing some extra damage as well, and he's going to clean this up no problem and take a huge advantage from here.
4 Stalkers being warped in at home right now for Oz.
Also cannons being warped in. He's got 1 cannon being warped in at his main. No cannons actually at his natural. He already has 1 there, but for ground units, not for the Mutas.
And you know, that cannon's in a place where those Mutas could still harass that mineral line as well. Whoop, not that one. That one won't be harassing anything. Gravity in space dictates it will fall down when it dies. Apparently there is gravity on Terminus. Oh, Warp Prism on the way from Oz, so he's going to try to do some sort of harassment, but getting a Warp Prism when you know there's a bunch of Mutas on the field
actually the last thing that YugiOh is going to expect, for sure.
Well, that's true.
But even so, I agree. It doesn't seem intuitively like a smart choice. Again, like you said, like cannon is not positioned well to defend these probes.
Yep. I mean, Mutas don't have a long range.
Yeah, they only have 3 range, so I mean, he will get hit by the cannon, but even still, a lot of probes being taken out there.
Yeah. Infestation Pit on the way as well from YugiOh. It's going to just do a good job of keeping him safe against whatever comes his way. But I just don't know about this Warp Prism, man. I mean, this seems like such a huge risk by Oz. It's not like a gigantic investment or anything, and you can see he's sending it kind of down around the bottom of the map, but I don't know. It looks like he's actually going to use it to take a hidden expansion. That's interesting.
That's exactly what he's going to do. He's got a probe hidden in there.
Nope, Mutas are going to miss it too.
Yeah, the Mutas are going to check again, see if he's actually even thinking about taking a 3rd base. I mean, there's an Overlord already there spreading creep. Even the Overseer remains alive here. And a lot of these probes are exposed. Sentry is going to ward those Mutas off, but oh man, look at those probes exposed for the killing.
Yeah. How many units have been lost so far this game?
Total of workers lost. 21 workers for YugiOh. He's killed 22 workers, so that's how many probes have been killed, and 14 drones have been killed by Oz.
What is he doing? Is he... Alright. There's a probe. Zealot. Is he gonna... What is he gonna do?
This is actually unusual.
Yeah.
It's not entirely yet clear what he's got planned here.
Alright. Probe. I think he is gonna take a hidden base.
You just also want to get some Zealots out to do a little bit of harassment.
That's right. Keep his warp a little bit safer.
I think part of this may be... Well, hold that thought. Mutas coming in here. The blink is done, and Mutas taking a lot of hits. But he has switched into Infestors, so he's not, you know, the Mulus count isn't that important.
There's the warp in.
Yeah, doing a little bit of harassment
in the main of YugiOh, there's the warp in with some Zealots. Not going to do a whole lot because there are those Infestors there. They do have enough energy to take care of this. And the Mutas are there as well, and that Warp Prism's days are numbered. Doesn't have Warp Prism speed or anything like that. Goodbye, Warp. And this is still a pretty scary push though, from FXO Oz.
Yeah, this actually is pretty scary, but there are a lot of spines, something that is normally made with this type of build because you don't have very many good fighting units. You only have the support units. The Infestors and the Mutas are kind of like a support unit themselves. They can't fight very well. But when units are being hit by spines and they're also fungal, Mutas can fight okay. And remember, the Sentries just do not have much range, nor can they fight Spines. Sentries fighting Spine Crawlers is like Goliaths fighting Sunkens, or like Marines fighting against Lurkers. It's just not a good situation for those units, man.
Yeah.
And those mutas keep dying, so you can't. Here he goes, Guardian showed up, but it's a terrible place for Oz to attack, actually, force-feeling the Zerglings to a place where they can't really fight. But they are going to get around here, and he does take out these Spines very quickly. The mutas swinging around the side. He may actually have enough to break Yu-Gi-Oh, but with one more Fungal, so many more of these units will die, and it looks like actually Yu-Gi-Oh will hold the Spines, doing the extra damage.
Yeah. More Stalkers being warped in. Decent amount of micro coming from FXO Oz, but he's going to need to wait for at least another warp, and I think
he just can't get past those Spines. 30 more Zerglings about to pop out for Yu-Gi-Oh, and that alone may be enough to push this back, especially because all these Stalkers are on creep. He has +1 for those Zerglings. He started +2.
Oh, look at that. Pylon way over there. No hidden base or anything, and he's going to try to push again, but this is just not going to work. Between all the Zerglings and Infestors and Spine Crawlers, a couple Mutas thrown in for flavor, that is going to be it for that army. Yu-Gi-Oh's on his way to Code S, man. I think he might have it. GG, there it is. And Slayer's Yu-Gi-Oh! Wow, Slayer's Yu-Gi-Oh! Makes it into Code S. I can't believe it.
And Oz, that game, let's be honest, he actually played so weirdly.
He just kind of messed around.
I feel like he actually just didn't even care.
Yeah. Well, it didn't really mean anything, you know, as far as the actual results go, but
which is why
he seemed to be kind of messing around a little bit.
I feel like the format that was chosen is not actually. I think they should play each other again personally. I mean, because in this case now, I mean, I'm going to tell you guys my personal opinion on this. In this case, Oz clearly made a lot of wrong decisions and didn't seem like he cared very much at all.
Well, here's the thing though: is Keen good enough to warrant that? Because the thing is like as far as Keen and Yu-Gi-Oh go, I think they're about even on skill level right now. It's just my opinion here. So,
well, I mean,
I don't know.
I mean, that aside, I just think that, like in this case, Oz actually had nothing to lose, and now he's lost this game. It doesn't matter. Yu-Gi-Oh gets into Code S off of that, which, in my opinion, feels a little bit weird. But that's just that's the format. So,
yep. What can you do?
That's how it is.
Look for Slayer's Yu-Gi-Oh in Code S next season.
Yeah, and Keen out of Code S, a player who wasn't in Code S for very long, but he's one of those players I said plays inconsistently a lot, and for that reason, he's just kind of. He may bounce back in, he may bounce back out again. He's one of those guys who I think could probably make it to the up and downs at least next season. Well,
there's some good Terrans and a lot of good players on MVP, so we know he's got a really good practice, kind of environment, a lot of good practice partners to work with. He's only in Code A, so he's not out of the GSL or anything quite yet. And it really depends a lot on what sort of group we're going to see come up from the qualifiers, too. I mean, we're going to have to see how competitive the field for Code A is this next season to see if, we'll see much more of Keen in Code S or not. I could see him making it back, but, at the same token, because of the inconsistency, I could see him kind of, not making it back as well.
All right, so we're going to take a look at today's results. Down to Code A.
Keen.
Oh, we're going to see him in.
It looked like a mugshot there. All right,
there we go.
There it is.
Keen is now in Code A. You guys will get
for Assault of a Hatchery.
And Oz advances to Code S. Very impressive play going 3-1. And Hongen falls down to Code A as well.
Indecent exposure of his Stalkers to Mutalisks.
JYP yet again fails to reach Code S. And Yu-Gi-Oh actually advances to Code S.
He looks scary in that picture, doesn't he?
Yeah, looks like he is. He actually looks like Seto Kaiba, man, in that picture. That's who he looks like. He looks like Seto Kaiba.
I guess so. I can see it.
Some Yu-Gi-Oh nerds out there know what I'm talking about. Looks like Seto Kaiba in that picture. Really does. So funny, actually.
Well, there are our results. We just saw him in one-at-a-time picture format. Now we get to see him in a nice little ladder sort of format. If you put some ramps between those, you could have Mario run up there and try to get to Donkey Kong at the top. And tomorrow's group is going to be, as you can see, MVP Noblesse, Slayers, Teja, OGS Top, MVP SC, and FXO Lucky. Maybe not so lucky, actually, to be stuck in a group like that.
Yeah, well, and he's lucky in one sense that he only has to practice one matchup.
That's true.
And ZVT is actually his best matchup. So, he's kind of the odd man out here, but in that sense, he has quite an advantage. But
coming from a second place finish at IPL 3.
That's a stacked group, though. He's got SC, Top, Noblesse, and Tage. Noblesse probably the weakest player in that group, but Top, and Tasia are
All
two
these
awesome
guys.
players, tops of finalists. And here's our finalists going to be at the Anaheim Convention Center at 1 p.m. Korean Standard Time. You guys can come to the studio on Saturday to watch that. We're having a little viewing party.
Yep.
So it'll be food and drinks.
Some commisery about Starcraft. It'll be great.
What word is that?
Oh, look out, the Marine's aiming at us.
Ah.
To commiserate means to sort of
commiserate,
like...
yeah. I did.
the,
When you say commiserate, I was like, I've never heard it used in such a way, but...
Really?
Yeah,
I don't know if that's
commiserate.
actually a word. It works, I think, so maybe...
Yeah, actually, commisery sounds like two people joining together to be miserable.
No, that's
Or
totally
two
wrong.
different miseries joining together to make someone even more miserable.
Yeah.
It's like when you're late for work and you get a flat tire, and you like walk away from your car, and then some car runs into your car or something. It's these two miseries meshed together to make you more miserable.
No,
Why
that
do I
just
always
sounds
have
like
examples about being late to work? I was never really late to work. Let's be honest, guys. I know a lot of people out there are thinking that I'm late to work all the time before, and I'm never late to work at the GSL, that's for sure. But in the US, I never was late either.
Sometimes we're a little bit late. Like, sometimes the makeup ladies are like... They give us those looks. Thanks to our
we're not
sponsors
late.
as well, guys. That is going to do it for us today at the GSL. Have a great night.